Welcome to the Totally Honest Cooking Show. Really? Puberty right there? Okay. Welcome to the Totally Honest Cooking Show. I'm Mark. Today we are doing Korean honey butter fries. And we're making French fries in the McDonald's style. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to need is this adjustable mandolin slicer, which I have adjusted to 1/4 an inch using my labeled bench scraper. You probably don't need to be that crazy about it, but what can you do? Next up, I've got 2 pounds of potatoes using these 2 big honking potatoes. These are russets. I'm gonna peel these guys and then I'll be back. If I'd been thinking about it, I would have grabbed a 3rd potato just because it's better to square these off before you start making fries. It just makes the whole process easier to have a flat surface rather than a rounded, bumpy surface. But we're gonna get started anyway. This methodology comes from the food lab over at Serious Eats. Mandolin rules. Wear your gloves. Mandolin gloves are amazing. If it doesn't come with gloves, buy gloves. Also, sometimes you get a stubborn piece of potato or whatever. Don't force it. If you force it, you might lose a finger. You don't want to lose a finger. Your fingers are nice where they are. Sometimes a little wiggle does help. Now, once we've got that done, we're just gonna make fries, right? Run them through the other way. Again, you're going to want to use gloves for this. Make sure you buy the gloves. Most of the time they come with gloves. This method is great because it guarantees uniformity, right? Ideally, you're running them all through the same setting, the same time, and you're winding up with pretty uniform French fries as a result. Now we're going to boil them in a vinegar solution. This is what's going to cook them so that you don't have to fry them for a long time. And it's going to help them hold up so that they don't get beat up. Okay, I've placed the sliced potatoes in the Dutch oven on the stove. And now I'm adding 2 tablespoons of distilled white vinegar before I add 8 cups of water. That's 2 liters. Sorry, that's 8 cups of water or 2 quarts. 2 liters. That didn't sound right. Jerkins, cut that. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of salt. And now we're going to turn it on high heat. Let it heat up. And we're going to boil for 10 minutes. Once it's done boiling, we're going to go ahead and drain them. My quick draining method is to just pour it into the same cup that I got the water from. Now, most of these should be fine. You're going to have a few that are breaking down more than they should. And I'm just going to say it. I think that 10 minutes might be a minute or two too long. I think 8 or 9 minutes might be preferable. The 10-minute ones look like this. That's not ideal. This is Mark from the future. We're trying it again, only this time we're going to boil for 5 minutes instead of 10 minutes. I know Kenji says that with the vinegar, it should be able to hold out for 10 minutes without falling apart, but mine fell apart. And they were still good. I made all of those fries and I ate them for dinner last night, even though I'd intended to freeze them. So, great in theory, but I want to make a little bit less than mashed potatoes here, so that's what we're going to do. 5 minutes later and we're ready to drain. And then we flip them out onto this baking sheet covered in paper towels to dry for at least 5 minutes. There are a couple casualties here, but as you can see, it's much better than what we had before. Okay, I've heated 2 quarts of peanut oil to 400 degrees, and now I'm dropping in some of my fries. Okay, we're going to agitate them around a little bit. And we are frying them for under a minute. They should be a pale blonde color. Bring the temperature back up to 400 degrees and let's plop some more in. Now, if you just want a quick lunch, you can take these that I've left out because most of them are kind of short and drop them back in 400 degree oil after a brief rest, and you'll have some amazing fries. If you want them to be better than that though, you're going to spread them out on this baking sheet, put them in the freezer overnight, around 24 hours, or as long as you want. Once you've got them frozen, they can stay frozen as long as you want. Bag them up. Okay, it's been a couple days. We're ready to make our honey butter sauce. I got my saucepan over medium heat. Thrown in half a stick of butter. 1/4 cup of brown sugar. About 1.5 ounces by weight of honey. And 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. The recipe is in the description. You will notice that I halved it because it makes 9 servings, and I'm not making 9 servings. Even then, I'm still gonna just toss it in a bowl and make 1 serving at a time. Anyway, you will notice that pretty quickly everything starts breaking down. And we're gonna let this simmer for 5 to 10 minutes while we make our fries, so that it has a chance to thicken up. Don't forget to tend to your honey butter sauce. Take this moment to prep your frying station. Honey butter seems like kind of a misnomer. This appears to be like a bootleg caramel. Caramel? Whatever. Okay, that looks good to me. We may have to reheat it as the fries finish. Okay, once you hit 400 degrees, grab a handful of fries, drop them in. You're gonna fry these for 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, till they're nice and golden crispy like McDonald's fries. Don't be afraid to pull these early if they look done. Okay, once they start looking done, go ahead and kill the heat, start pulling them. Hit them with the salt while they're still crispy. I mean, hot. Hit them with the salt while they're still hot. Now, I've never done this before, so I put half the fries in there. It's supposed to make twice a batch from what I made, so I'm gonna throw in half of the honey butter syrup that we made. That looks about like half. Then I'm gonna drop in the rest of the fries. Toss to coat. It didn't coat quite as much as I thought it would, but it does kind of match the pictures. I'm going to go ahead and pour it onto my half sheet. The best way to serve for a small group is a half sheet. Hit it with some parsley. For the graham, little cayenne pepper, spice it up a little bit. And why not just toss on some sesame seeds? Give it a little visual interestingness. Subtle but very tasty. Not like overpoweringly sweet. I think it needs some more salt. Maybe a little more cayenne. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. I made these Korean honey butter fries, and you can too. Like, subscribe, tell a friend about the show where some guy makes stuff in his kitchen when he doesn't really know what he's doing. And I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.